So
Good
students, you
afternoon,
are
sir.
listening, huh? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please, all of you are. The other person, only one person said good afternoon. There are one, two, three more there. Come on. Salima Banu, are you listening? Ramachandran, listening? Yeah. No, no, can you all see me? Yeah. Aritra Biswas. Yeah. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah. So, okay, we'll start. So, I'm going to teach the internal security for you now. So, one faculty has already taught you some topics. For all of you, my audio, video, everything is clear now? Just put it in chat, I can see it. Yeah, Mohammed Ibrahim, just put it in chat. That my audio, video, everything. That's fine. We proceed. That's okay. Thank you. So, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to start that topic for you now. Yeah, okay. I think you can all see my screen. Okay. So this is the unit. Yeah, you can put it in chat. I'm seeing the chat also. If you have any doubt in between, just put the chat. You make the session interactive. So already 12 minutes it went. So we'll continue. We'll start. And you got any class after this 4 p.m.? Put it in chat, please, quickly. Anyone?
Yes, sir. We have the class.
Yeah, that's okay. It starts at 4:15, I guess, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll start. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So we'll finish at 4 p.m. Look at it. This is the unit. If you take internal security syllabus, there are 5 units you all guys must be knowing. This is the third unit. Challenges to internal security through communication networks, role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges, basics of cyber security. Apart from that, one more topic is also there in the syllabus, money laundering and its prevention. It goes, but I have skipped that one topic alone. So why I have taken these topics is that all things are interconnected. Look at this thing, challenges to internal security through communication networks, and then role of media and social networking sites. If I ask you, just you can put it quickly in chat, you can put it. If I say communication networks, I mean, any doubts you got, put it in the chat. Okay, if we have if communication networks and challenges to internal security, how many communication networks we can put it? Look at it. Internet itself, internet media itself is a communication network. Television is another communication network. Cinema is there, postal networks are there, courier networks are there. So we can list a number of, and then print media is there. In print media, you have newspapers, magazines, and books, and everything comes. All this thing are communication networks. The first topic of the syllabus is communication challenges to internal security through communication networks, which means all these communication networks, how they are posing challenges. Now, if you look at the second topic, role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges. If you look at this second topic, don't you see it is a subtopic within the first main topic? Already they have said communication network. Now they are going extra and saying how media and social networking sites are creating security challenges. So what I want to say you here is that even if they have stopped with this communication networks alone, means anyway we have to prepare social media, social networking sites, media security challenges we will be preparing. But still they went little bit extra because this media and social networking sites or the security challenges has become increasingly a serious menace in the recent period, particularly in the last 10 years. I can tell you it all. The first major evident issue that was evident in India internal security issue was in 2012. And decade has come with this year 2022. So almost for one decade, we are facing this media and social networking sites challenges has come up. So that's why they've said that prepare communication network security challenges, but also pay specific attention to the media and social networking sites also. That is what UPSC is specifically communicating to you. Okay. And the next one is basics of cyber security. You all know that with this topic, the cyber security is an interconnected topic. So what I did is that the whole unit, this unit, except money laundering, this unit, I've split into two chapters, chapter one and chapter two. We'll see them today. I've clubbed security challenges through communication networks, role of media, social networking sites, social media into one chapter, cyber security a second chapter. So we'll start. Okay. So we are going to see challenges to internal so we are going to see the previous year questions also we'll see. So this first topic is communication networks and media, social networking sites. These are all the subtopics we are going to cover in this. First, I'll make a classification of all communication networks from the India's national security standpoint, and then some key terminologies we'll see. That is our first subtopic. Second, we'll cover the security challenges that and all coming through communication networks. A broad overview we'll see. Third, this is a very important debate, a conceptual debate, that before you come and look into the security challenges happening through communication networks, you have to keep it in your mind. An individual has the right to speech and expression. That is fundamental right guaranteed through India's highest law constitution. But providing security to the people is the first and foremost duty of any government. So government may have to stop pure right to speech and expression on some grounds to provide national security. At the same time, you will say government don't interfere into my speech and expression. So this is a complex affair, how to balance, how to draw a line. So that topic we'll see that. That will be a basic foundational topic. And then we'll take up social media, social networking sites, and what internal security challenges they pose to India. And then there are some complexities in managing the social media and social networking sites. It's not easy to deal with it. So we'll see that. And then what are the government measures that has been taken so far to manage the social media, social networking sites, and all we'll see it. And then finally, suggestions to manage social media, social networking sites. So this is going to be our this session or the first areas. Okay, we'll start with the first topic. Classification of communication networks on national security standpoint. Look at it, the communication networks. We have seen a lot of communication networks, I've told look at it. We got internet, which is World Wide Web with all social media, plus I can put it social media, social networking sites. Television media is there, and then we have print media is there, and then we have cinema, big mass media, that is cinema, and then postal, courier, etc. We have a lot of communication networks in India, no? Print media, newspaper, magazines, books, etc. Okay, look at it. All the communication networks in India, you can split them into two broad categories. Some communication networks, you can call it as centralized, some are decentralized communication networks. We are doing this classification based on India's national security or any country's national security standpoint. Look at it. What is centralized communication network? The news or the information that originates from a particular place and then it gets spreads to various persons located at different geographical standpoints. Basically, what is a communication network? It is a network through which information, feeling, or an idea on a particular subject is communicated or exchanged between different individuals located at different geographical standpoints. We can call that as a definition, right? So, if these exchange of information between individuals in different geographical points, look at this, some information starts at one particular location and then it spreads to various other sources. Now, this is this kind of a thing. Can you see example newspaper? Say, for example, Hindu newspaper. There is one editor sitting at one particular office. through his eyes. Every single news article that day gets published in the Hindu newspaper crosses through his eyes, and then only it goes to different geographical locations. Readers access it, right? Television news channel, take for instance, the news is created in the news channel, and then it is broadcast and telecasted to whole, and then radio you take for instance. So these are all one sources, magazine one sources, from the where the information clearly originates and gets spread to various geographical standpoints, right? Now this kinds of communication networks is centralized, and then there is one more set of communication networks called as decentralized communication networks. I can even tell you the traditional media. By traditional media, what I mean is that differentiated from the contemporary social media. Look at it. Contemporary period, the media would change has happened from it has got a transition from traditional to that of social media. Look at it. In the traditional media, who is the news giver? Who is the news receiver? Both are clearly separate, right? Whereas in the contemporary social media, look at the term, the society itself becomes a media, right? The people themselves, because don't you see in the contemporary social media, there is no clear distinction between who creates the news and who are the receivers of news. So the creators of news and the receivers of the news, the link is the gap is narrowed down. Anybody is a news creator. Say, for instance, social networking sites. For instance, WhatsApp is one social networking site. Who particularly, look at it, is it a WhatsApp office sitting somewhere in America preparing all the news and sending it through WhatsApp? Not. It's just a platform. Or India's legal terms, like Indian laws, as per Indian laws, you can call them as intermediaries. Look at it, they are platforms, they are intermediaries. They just give a platform where you, me, or every individual can enter into it. They can create their own special profiles and they can share their opinion on any matter, their feeling on any matter. So this is social media. This is a new invent that has come in the last 10 years, in the last decades, that has become new, no many, it has become more popular. But why we are making this centralized communication networks and decentralized communication networks classification now? Don't you see? With the basics of the classification itself, centralized communication networks or traditional media is easy to regulate, control, or monitor. Am I right? Whereas the decentralized communication networks, or you can call it as contemporary social media, is difficult to regulate, monitor, or control. Are you recognizing this thing? And you can at least put it in chat. Yes, Sarah. Come on, guys, listening. Huh? I'll test you in between. Huh? Yes, sir. Okay. So just you have to follow me. That's what I mean. So this is what the basic difference we make. So in the content, that's fine. Thank you. That's fine. So in the contemporary period, the social media has come a new set of media. It's very difficult to manage, regulate, or control compared to the traditional media. So this is the basic idea. You have to keep it in your mind. Government is struggling hard how to stop this menace, this social media, how all this menace it is creating. Cinema, one person makes a cinema, or one team makes a cinema, and then it is screened to the whole of the people. Now, you the movie has to go to the censor board, and then only it has to be screened, right? Now that is government will censor which things the public has to see, which thing the public should not access. They'll stop you. Your speech and expression will be controlled by the censor board, and then they certify, they give cuts, and then only it gets screened through whole of India. But look at the current period. The contemporary social media has come. Even the censor, government to the censoring power is meaningless today in the era of social media, contemporary decentralized communication network era. For example, a movie, they look at it today, they ban a movie. There is no thing that no Indians is going to see that movie because they just put it in YouTube. Anybody sit there and anybody can access it, right? So the even government censor power has become meaningless in the contemporary period. That's why I say it is very difficult to monitor, regulate who's creating which message, what message one person is communicating. So look at it, a message will originate from here, it goes here, and then it gets spread somewhere here, or the message itself will originate from here and then it goes to various sources, or this person will be the creator of a message, this person will be a creator of a message, he sits here, creates message, it goes somewhere, and this person shares to another group, this group shares here, this here, it goes like that, it gets spread, it becomes viral. So this is the classification of communication networks from internal security standpoint. Okay, now there are certain key terminologies that we are going to see now. Before that, I ask you guys, do you want to um, memorize the definitions of key terms and all? What is Naxalism? What is left-wing extremism? What is red corridor region? What is insurgency? What is militancy? What is terrorism? What is organized crime? What is social media? What is social networking sites? Do you think these key terms will be asked as definitions in UPSC quickly? Yes or no? Binary. Chat. Put it quickly. No, sir. Okay. Uh, I want every one of you to participate. Huh? Okay. So that I can check whether you are alive or not. Huh? Yeah. So one opinion you say is no, sir. I tell you, it's not no. You cannot say no. They'll ask terms. For example, one year, 2019, they asked what is Cyberdome project. They asked. So that is a current affair topic. So Cyberdome, that you must be able to write it in 3 lines. What is Cyberdome? I can tell you more precisely. In 2013, they asked what are social networking sites. Look at the question. What are social networking sites? No, there was a question. Look at it. How can you say that they don't ask you definition? So before you say yes or no, the first thing that you want to do is that you have to look at the previous year questions, how the questions are coming, right? So terms are very important. Don't take it for granted. Don't think that we don't want to prepare what is social media, social networking sites. See 1 or 2 line definition. Apply your common sense. I tell you, that's not something that you need to memorize. Use your common sense in the exam hall itself. You can derive a definition. But I tell you, in exam hall, sitting and thinking and then trying to generate a 2 line definition, meaningful definition and all, it's not easy thing to do. So there are certain key terms while preparing itself. It's better you guys know itself. You prepare these definitions. Don't sit in exam hall and do that. You one thing is that you won't get time there to do it, and second problem is that when you sit there and try for a definition means there is more possibility in that quick moment. There is more possibility that you may lose 1 or 2, 3 key important ideas in that definition. So your definition will become incomplete, or your definition will become so vague or substandard. So it will not look professional. So you are writing UPSC means you have to give a better definition, means it's the time when you prepare itself, you have to go through the definitions. So definitions, don't skip it. Some terms you must know these terms. You must prepare the key terms. Anyway, so the 2 key terms that I'm going to show you now, we are going to read, and then we'll go for the security challenges later. One is social media. What is social media? You all guys know that YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, so much of social media has come up recently, right? Now, what definition you can give for social media? It's a simplest definition. Look at it. It is a computer-based communication platform. Number one idea of the definition. And number 2, sharing of information, ideas, or feelings among people. This is second idea. And it is done through virtual communities. I am YouTube community. I am Twitter community. I am Facebook community. Likewise, you will be a community, right? So virtual communities and networks. So this is the third key idea. So 3 key ideas clubbed together. It's a computer based, number 1. Number 2, where information, ideas, and feelings are shared. And it is also a platform. This is also another keyword I can tell you. So I can keep it as 4th keyword. Look at the connect all the dots, you will get the definition. On the computer based. Number 2, it's a communication platform now. It gives you a platform. It's not creating some message and giving it to you. It's a platform, and where informations, ideas, or feelings are shared among people. Number 3, and then where there will be virtual communities, all things will be done through communities, virtual communities and networks. That's the point. And different kinds of social media platforms, I can tell you, there are as many as 8 different social media platforms. We can say classifications or types. Social networking sites, example Facebook. And then second one is microblogging, example I can give you Twitter, where 2 line 3 line like that blogging, you can do it. And then macro blogging, we have web blogs, various web pages. Like today, look at the magazine Wire magazine. That's completely a virtual magazine. It is not printed, it just gets published through online. So that kind of a thing, web blogs. So it's not a social media, but still, it's a newspaper online platform, we can say. But macro blogging, I have my own blog where pages and pages I write on my opinion on a particular matter. And then some message sharing, example WhatsApp, photo sharing, Instagram, video sharing, YouTube, community discussion, Quora, Parentry. You got a lot, audio sharing, Clubhouse, Hoot, etc., etc. is coming up. So we can say as many as 8 different types of social media platforms in the recent period they have come up as of date. Audio sharing and all, it is a new invent. In the last 1 year, it has come. Originally, they say 7 types. If you check internet, they say 7 types. But audio sharing is a new type. All those things has to become. And I look at it. I have put the examples like Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all. I put examples here based on the broader functions only. Don't think that WhatsApp. So you itself, we see that I've said WhatsApp is message sharing type, but you all know that in WhatsApp, photos can be shared, videos can be shared, audios can be shared, everything, discussions, even discussions can be done. All those things can be done, no? But anyway, what I have classified here, given as examples, is based on the major functions only. But anyway, you see that there are these types of social medias out there. And the next one, though, we have to see the meaning of social networking sites. I told you already, they asked 1 year, what are social networking sites? And the question has come, 2013. Anyway, what are social networking sites? Every one of you, I'm sure, sitting in this class are part of one or the other social networking sites. So very simple. It's an online platform. Quickly, 1 point. Users have public profile. Number 2, exchange information, ideas, or feelings. Number 3, with other users. Exchange itself means one person to another person. So that's all. It's simple. One is online platform. Everyone have their own public profile. My own virtual profile I will have. From that profile, I'll exchange my information. Look at it. I'm a real being. In the social networking sites, I become a virtual being, a cyber actor, right? That's the point. So this is social networking sites. There is no big deal here. It's all pure common sense. Okay, now let's take up all the security challenges that is posed through communication networks. Look at it. All the security challenges that is created through communication networks, I have classified into 3 categories: 1, 2, and 3. Look at it. One, social media, social networking sites, I've put it as a separate category because I told in the contemporary period, it is the decentralized communication networks that is very difficult to regulate, control, or monitor. Second one, I put it as television and the print media, news channels, various TV channels, print media, everything I've put into second category. Third category, other communication networks, for example, cinema, postal, plus courier, etc. I put a lot. Even stage shows, stage dramas. Lami, you can bring it under other communication networks. Now, why I've made this classification is that, listen to me carefully. Television news channels, if suppose they spread a fake news, they put a wrong news, or they create or they present the news which is in subjudice, they also in their own way create some challenges. Cinema sometimes, look at it sometimes, say for instance, when the Vishwarupa movie came, it created a lot of problems, right? There are some movies which comes up which create social tensions, right, between one community, other community. So community clashes will be created, religious, linguistic, ethnic clashes will be created, and all those polarizations will happen through cinema sometimes, right? So look at it, everything is a possible, every communication networks has all the possibility to create internal security challenges. Now here, look at it. This topic or this topic, second or three, I tell you, these are current affair topic. This one is a static plus current affair, I can say. Look at it, in internal security, all the questions that comes up every year, you can classify them into static questions or current affair questions. I tell you, these two communication challenges, networks and challenges, you don't want to prepare as a static portion. Television media, how it is creating challenge, write in 5, 3, 4 pages, you prepare and go. Cinema, security challenges, how it can be managed, suggestions, all those things, 5, 6 pages notes, like that, prepare and go. Like that, and all, I won't suggest you now. If any cinema becomes a bigger news, okay, it creates some nationwide chaos and it becomes a bigger news, it gets debated, or any newspaper publishes some rubbish article against national security or some, anything like that comes, or any television channel is reprimanded. So likewise, if it comes in news, then you prepare these two categories. As of date, for the coming year, there is nothing such has happened. But if it happens, we can prepare that. But here, this topic, we cannot say which year, first topic, we cannot say which year they are going to ask, which year they are not going to ask, and all, we cannot say. So it is a topic that every year that you need to prepare. It's every it's a static portion that you have to prepare all the time. Okay. So we are going to see this alone today. These two things, if it comes in newspaper, then we prepare that year, that topic. Okay then. Kashmiri Files. Yeah, the movie has come, but look at it, it is not creating security challenges right now. What I mean is that if suppose, say for instance, Vishwarubam has come, it created a lot of controversies, nationwide controversies it created, right? So that year, one UPSC question came, but not in internal security, but in some other subject it came. They didn't ask specifically cinema. I mean, Vishwarubam. They said about cinema and they made a broad topic like that. Okay, so what I suggest you is that these two topics, I can tell you which book you can prepare: the television, print media, other communication, cinema, postal, all those things, how it creates security challenges. I can suggest you a book at the end of this class, which is more comprehensive, which covers all the topic. But for class and static portion, I suggest you to prepare this alone. So we prepare this first topic alone now. And then we'll go for cyber security next chapter. Yeah. So before we see the security challenges posed by the social media, social networking sites and all, this is a basic topic. You have to keep it in your mind. This is a conceptual foundation. So keep this thing in your mind and then proceed to read the challenges by communication networks. Look at it. I said individual has the right to speech and expression. Individuals. Why an individual needs to have a speech and expression right now? Look at it. That's very important for his personality development. That's the end of the day. You ask why rights has to be given. Any right for that matter. Why an individual we have to give rights for any individual? Why at all we have to give him some right? Right to speech and expression, right to move anywhere, right to carry out one's own profession, uh, right to practice one's own religion, right to carry. Look at it, you want to become an IAS officer, nobody should stop you. You must be given the freedom to become an IAS officer. Or if you want to eat a particular food, you must be allowed to eat a particular food. You want to wear a particular outfit, you must be given the freedom or choice to choose your own outfit, right? Likewise, one second. I'm sorry. So, uh, so you must have the freedom. Why a freedom is important for an individual? Because for his personality development, individual personality development. Keep that one point in your mind. That's the end of the day. Because without freedom, you are just like herd means. What dress you have to wear, which food you have to eat, which God you have to believe in, which job you have to take into, which book you have to read, or which language you have to speak, or which word you have to speak. Everything you are dictated. Which function you have to celebrate. Everything is dictated to you through someone above, means you will have no personality of your own. Your individual inner personality will come out only. You as an individual will become a true individual only if you enjoy rights. So for that, individuals rights is very important. This is number one. Number two, we have the government, nation or government. Look at it, government does a lot of functions. It gives you electricity, it registers your birth, it registers your death, it gives you Aadhaar card, and it builds roads, it runs schools, it runs hospitals, it builds roads and flyovers, metro trains, railways. It does a lot of functions. Even economic activity it is doing. Coal mining it is doing. It is doing a lot of economic activity. So many functions. It also has police and military. Look at it. Among all the functions that government does, the primary function, the fundamental function is to provide security to the citizens, security to the nation, or we can say national security. Now look at it. This is primary function. This is individual's personality development. Look at it. Now, to provide security is government's duty. An individual has to have freedom to have his personal development as individual's freedom. Now, both the things has to be balanced. Where to strike a balance? For example, you will say when government puts a ban on the WhatsApp, okay, or it hacks into your private chats, it hacks into your account, it tries to snoop into your personal activities because they want to provide national security. What you are chatting with whom? That government tries to encrypt it. Government and does all these things means government has claims that we want to provide national security. We cannot say speech and expression. Whatever you want to say it to the society, you can write it in social media. Not like that. Don't create chaos in the society. We'll stop you from exercising that freedom. So likewise, government has some power. Individual has also got a right. Where to strike a balance? That is the biggest debate. Indian constitution is the perfect, I can tell you it has given the perfect solution. I can tell you, you remember Article 19, Class 1, Subclass A. It provides as many as it provides Subclass A gives the freedom of speech and expression. But at the same time, same article in its Class 2 gives as many as 8 different restrictions. But all these restrictions has to be reasonable. That's the keyword that is used because you use them only in a reasonable manner. You have to impose restrictions. This is Indian polity constitution. I guess you guys must be knowing it. So look at these things: sovereignty and integrity of India. So on the grounds of sovereignty, and to protect the sovereignty and integrity of India, your freedom of speech and expression can be restricted. For provide security to the state, friendly relations with the foreign states, public order, morality, contempt of court, defamation, incitement, or offense. If you see it, you will see this one, this one, this one, incitement to an offense. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are directly connected to national security matters. So on these grounds, government means here the legislature, parliament or state legislature through a law can impose restrictions on these grounds, but those restrictions has to be reasonable. That's the point. Whether they are reasonable or unreasonable, it is up to the judiciary to interpret. So Supreme Court is the highest court of authority to examine whether the laws which is putting these restrictions are really reasonable or not. It is up to the judiciary to interpret. Okay, that's all about the basic thing. But one conclusion you can write it. This thing I have said. Look at it. Uh, the rights and duties are so integrally connected. This is the conclusion you can write it. Look at it. Rights and duties are integrally connected. That means one cannot exist without the other. For instance, I have the right to speech and expression. You are saying now. You also have the duty to speak the things which is right. You also have the duty to speak the things which do not create chaos in the society. I speak something, it incites violence. One ethnic community will take up weapons and go and hurt the another ethnic community now. Then I don't have the right to speech and expression of that particular matter to that particular extent, right? So I have the duty not to. No, I have the duty to take care of the communal harmony. I have the right to speak against another community. I have the duty to not to create communal. I have the duty to promote communal harmony too. Look at it. So that's the point. So both the rights and the duties are so interconnected. Okay. Now this is the conclusion that you want. So it has both connected. So and then democracy gives more freedom than any other form of government. You go for totalitarian monarchy, aristocracy, totalitarian, authoritarian, whatever, so many governments you got. All these governments. Okay, so you have so many governments, so many types of government, but which is more, you have all these governments, but which government is giving you the biggest power is your democratic government. And no other government gives this much to the citizens as the democracy does. Consequently, no form of government demands more than a democracy does. Look at it. If a king and his son becomes the next king, citizens has no role to choose who is the right leader. But you live in democracy, you have the duty to choose the right leader. Think before election, vote it like that. This is democracy. You can condemn the government. So be responsible and condemn the government. If the government goes down, you must condemn the government. And the opposition party must be given the power to criticize the government so they can come back to the power next time. Right. So all these things. So some people are coming. Uh, I admit all. I give admission to them. Yeah. Okay. So that's the point. Huh. Anyway, so this is what. So an individual citizen enjoys more right in the democracy. At the same time, individual citizen has to be more responsible and carry out so many democratic duties also. This is the conclusion you can give in case of debate, conceptual debates coming up. Now let's take up social media, social networking sites, and what are the internal security challenges these are creating. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. Before you go and learn what are all the challenges coming through social media, social networking sites, and all, you must have this basic statistical data. In exam, there will be a lot of instances where you have to say it. So India's or the total social networking sites or the users, how many people, social media active users, how many people in India, how much is their internet? Because only if you know these statistics, you can understand the intensity of the social networking sites or the internal security challenges. For example, only 5% of the people are present in the social networking sites means then internal security challenges created through social networking sites is really meaningless to prepare, right? So that's what I'm saying. The intensity of any internal security threats, you can understand it in a much better way only if you know some of the statistics. So these statistics are foundational statistics. No other go. These are factual data. You have to memorize them. So this is Statista Global Survey. This is even the government purposes. They just use this thing. This is a famous. It's a non-profit, non-governmental organization giving the statistics. That's a big website these guys have got. Look at the data they have given as of January 2020. India's active internet users amounts to. Look at it. Not just the statistical data. If you read newspaper, any other authentic sources or bigger some authoritative sources which is so legitimate, they give you some better number, then you can use that number also. But the point is that you must have the statistics. That's what I'm saying here. So India would active internet users approximately 68.8 crore. Look at it, 130 plus crore Indian people are there. 68.8 crore, almost 140 crore Indians are there right now. Out of them, half of the people are active internet users. That's a big number, right? And number two, of this, about more than half of the people, 37.6 crore, were projected to be active social media users. And then number three, the internet market is dominated by mobile internet users. Now, there is no number here, but look at this. Still, the third data is very much crucial from national security standpoint because mobile internet lada maximum users are using. I can tell you out of the 68.8 crore, more than 60 crore. I'll give you the number in cyber security topic. I'll give you the exact number. More than 60 crore people out of the 68.8 crore people are using internet via their mobile phones. That means how much a particular information is accessible to the people. That's the key point here. Look at it, it is mobile phone. Look at it, if it is through computer desktop, you are so in computer through computer desktop you are accessing internet means. Look at this thing. Uh, so computer desktop you are accessing means only when you come and switch on your computer, you get the message. But if it is mobile phone means it is in your pocket, wherever you go, you can access and information can come and reach you. That's that much quick. So the accessibility of the information is the key point here, the quickly access. That's the third point you have to keep it in your mind. And then Internet Mobile Association of India, they have given a recent data. They projected the active internet population is likely to touch 90 crore by 2025. So this much people are there. That's why the social media misuser, the all the anti-Indian elements are focusing, are trying to enter into the Indian social media to create chaos in the society. They consider social media as a potential tool in India's present India. That's why, because these many people are there in the social media means, then that is really a treasure hunt for the anti-Indian elements, the terrorists, all of them to use the social media to create chaos and public order, all those problems in India they are doing. So we'll see this basic statistical data. I suggest you guys, all of you, to keep it in your mind, and then we'll go further. The security challenges that is posed by social media and social networking sites. I tell you, it is largely unregulated and unchecked social media. If I say that thing, you all guys will agree to it. Look at it. What somebody writes in social media, social networking sites, almost it goes unregulated, right? Cinema is censored, but social media, social networking sites, it seems no censorship is there. Anybody can use any slander, and it gives you anonymity, right? For example, you can write the most rubbish thing or most ethnically sensitive, communally, religiously sensitive thing, all those things, slanders against another community, everything you can put it in social media, but still you can stand anonymous, right? Who did it? Nobody is able to notice it, right? It gives you the power of anonymity, right? And that's how all the ugly things inside our mind is coming up. So it is largely unregulated, unchecked social media. Recent period, like India, like it has created a series of national security challenges. I've just taken four small incidents. Okay, so four small incidents I've taken here. So just look into it. The first incident, that for the Indian security forces really become clueless. Oh, this kind of a problem has come up. This is a new kind of a problem. We don't have the technique to deal with this kind of a problem. Likewise, the entire social network, entire security forces of India, they became clueless for some time before they did something. Government also became so much clueless to deal with this problem. But before that, they somehow they applied one or two, three techniques. But anyway, I'll come and say that later. And then what happened in August? That was in August 2012. The next year, that's the first major incident in India, which has proven how social media, social networking sites can create public order security tensions in India. And second major incident came in Muzaffarnagar riots, Uttar Pradesh, August 2013 it came. And third incident, arrest of ISIS sympathizers in February 2016. And fourth is not really, I can tell you, it is not an anti-national activity or national security issue, I can tell you. But still, this Delhi riots against a CAA protest, I can tell you, I can give you some examples how social media can be manipulated. That was clearly visible in this incident also. I'll tell you these incidents. I tell you in exam, you will not be able to write each incident and writing them in 4 or 5 lines. You'll never get a possibility. It is just 150 words or 250 words questions are coming in internal security. That too, I tell you, 38 questions has come up in the past 9 years. And out of the 38 questions, except two questions, 36 questions, there were two sub questions all the time. That means 150 words question, a single question it won't be. Two questions will be clubbed, becomes a single internal security question. That is how it is coming. So 150 words to the maximum, you will get a chance to write some 80 words for one sub question. And 250 words question to the maximum 150 words you will be writing for one question. So I can tell you this end of the day, I can tell you this conclusion. Internal security topic like any subtopic you are preparing, prepare it for 150 words and stop it. Even if you prepare more than that, you will never get a chance to present all of them. So anything you prepare, take notes. Cinema security challenges, not more than 150 words. Social networking site security challenges, not more than 150 words. How social media, social networking sites or security challenges can be addressed, not more than 150 words. Or cyber terrorism, not more than 150 words. Impact of cyber terrorism, not more than 150 words. Suggestions to control cyber terrorism, not more than 150 words. Cyber warfare, not more than 150 words. Money laundering impacts, not more than 150 words. Money laundering, how it is controlled in India, not more than 150 words. Organized crime and terrorism, how are linked with each other, not more than 150. Northeast region insurgency and internal security problem, not more than 150. What government can do to prevent Northeast region extremism? Not more than 150. So everywhere keep this 150 words rule and you prepare that. So if you go by that rule, means mass exodus of people from the Northeast and all, there is no possibility of it becoming a separate. You will not write, you will not get a chance to present these points in. You will not get a chance to explain 2 3 lines and all, but this example statements you can put it. So example Muzaffar Rayaj August 2013 only you can write that. But here for teaching purpose I just explained what are the problems. I tell you this mass exodus of northeastern people incident, I'll tell you that. One or two things quickly I'll explain. Then you can understand the really, and then I'll list you the security challenges 1 2 3 4 like that. I'll list you, but enough, just listen to this example very carefully. What happened, I tell you, I explained this thing to you. It's just news articles. Okay, look what happened in Assam. You always know that the Bangladeshi illegal migrants have lot has come and settled in Assam, right? So Assam Bangladeshi migrants have come and settled. So Assam this has created, that's the only industrial area of northeast region. So where tea plantations are there, petroleum industries are there. So that's some good amount of employment opportunities are there. So illegal migrants from Bangladesh has migrated and settled in Assam a lot. Somehow they have settled in Tripura a lot and in Assam a lot. Assam, most of the illegal migrants have come. All anti-CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, everything is related to this Assam crisis, right? Now, Assam insurgency is all rooted in this illegal migrants entering into the Assam. Now, what it has created since 1979, when all Assam Students' Union started protest against the government and also against the illegal migrants, they wanted all the illegal migrants to be identified and deported back to Bangladesh. That is the root problem of Assam problem. So it is very normal, very common that in Assam, native Assam population versus the illegal migrants. This fight always happens very frequently. It happens in Assam. It happens very frequently. Sometimes this conflict takes an ugly turn that natives versus Muslims. This turn also it takes. It becomes a communal conflict. It gets an ugly turn. So some people will be waiting all the time to capitalize the problems. You all must be knowing. So this kind of transformations happens. Now, this is a common thing. It happens from 79 till date. The some conflict always happens very frequently. The state this conflict comes up. And so many insurgency groups are there, and some fundamentalist terrorist outfits. In Assam, you have Wolfa, Kamthapur Liberation Organization, KLO, and then you have these guys who uh, all Assam Students Union, and then National Democratic Front of Bodoland. So these groups, they mobilize people and they work for various reasons, but all these groups or common agenda is against illegal migrants. Now, since the illegal migrants are targeted, these people are radicalized or they are targeted by the Islamic militant groups to radicalize them on the religious grounds also. So there are, as far as government's official report, as many as 14 different government official records, as many as per banned outfits under UAA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. 14 different Islamic militant outfits are there, which is trying to recruit from this illegal migrants who are being targeted by the natives in Assam, Meghalaya, or any state for that matter. So this takes an ugly turn. Okay. Now, what happened in the year of 2012, mid of 2012, as usual, as regular communal conflict happened in the Assam. Now, this conflict is something unique compared to the previous all other communal conflicts because the 2012 communal conflict is happening at the era of social media. So, in the era of social media, communal conflicts are not alone restrained to one small geographical region of India. It gets spread to wider regions of India. Look at this thing. Uh, one small area like communal conflict is happening now. About that, an emotional narrative is made and it is spread to the rest of the India, trying to mobilize the same community people whole of India. So what happened? this Assam incident was going on at its peak. So some sensitive, communally sensitive narratives. Oh, these people are killing Muslims. How they are killing Muslims like this? This is how Muslims are attacked. Some videographs were made, and it was sent throughout India. Some photographs were made, sensitive photographs were taken, and they were sent to the whole of India, and it is circulated to the whole of Indian Muslims, most of the Muslims in metro cities, particularly with this caption. Look at it now, Muslims in the rest of the India, mainland India. Now you attack the Northeast people. Like this, captions were added. You showed to them these people has come here for their livelihood and employment and all those things, so you attack them. Like that kind of instigating messages were come. Some radicalized individuals, they stabbed somebody in Mysore. A stabbing was made. So what happened is that you can check it in Google. In India, so many people, so many northeastern people throughout India, particularly in the metro cities of Bangalore, Mysore, Hyderabad, and Chennai. In all the railway stations, people were all flooding like anything. In the panic, they wanted to go back to their native states. There is one express, Assam Express is there. Everybody, you should see the pictures. Just Google mass exodus of northeast people. I mean, just to Google it and see the news articles and the images that they put there. It created a nationwide panic. All the Northeastern people, fearing that they may be attacked by the Muslims, they all went back. I just have taken just one picture. Look at it. This is a Bangalore train. Look at the people, how they are crowded out of the panic they are going. And worst pictures are there, guys. You can see it. I can tell you the second incident, Muzaffarnagar riots. I'll tell you what is this Muzaffarnagar riots. So in Uttar Pradesh, in Muzaffarnagar area, conflict happened between Hindus and Muslims. Okay. Now, um, now this is once again happening in the social media period. What happened is that it all started. Look at it. Any communal conflict happening for bigger community level means the root cause, if you go and search, means two stupid, mentally ill persons would have fought from this community and that community. They would have fight. Some rubbish reasons, basic reasons. Or a smaller reason will get manipulated and it becomes a whole community gets involved in it. Hindus versus Muslims. That conflict happened in Muzaffarnagar. So many Muslims were targeted by Hindu communal groups, and these Muslim people lost their houses. More than 50,000 people were internally displaced. More than 50,000 Muslims were internally displaced. They were put in camps. Government gave them camp, gave them food there. Out of fear, their houses were attacked. And all the nonsense things were happened in the Muzaffarnagar in the month of August 2013. Now, what happened this time? This time, the social media has become the rumor mongers owner or favorite area in BK. You know what happened? There was an MLA. Okay, uh, BJP MLA was. You cannot use these party names like this and all example. You cannot use it. But an MLA. What did he do? He circulated a video. The video, two teenagers are there, and surrounding the two teenagers are Muslim people standing. The outfits they are wearing, the beard they are having, the cap they are wearing, all those things shows they are clear Muslims. These Muslims having sticks, they were beating brutally the two teenagers. Brutally, they were beaten, two teenagers. Police is standing and watching sometime, some side later, some side standing the other side. And then Muslim people are watching. These two teenagers are begging, but they were beaten brutally and they were killed. Okay, the video is still there on YouTube. I can tell you guys. And I just this blurred image, I can show it to you. These two teenagers, and they were died in the spot. Okay, all the Muslims standing outside. That's better pictures are there. Okay, so I didn't show it. Now this video was circulated. The BJP MLA circulated in the social media, and then so many communally sensitive Hindus also started to started to spread the video. It became so viral that how Muslims are attacking Hindus. Now it's time that Hindus attack the Muslims. This is the caption. The video went viral. It went so viral, and it played a major role in this Muzaffarnagar riots. So many riots happened after this video got spread. But later, security forces, intelligence agencies identified that the video in question This video is not even filmed in India, and it was not filmed in 2013. The video was in circulation in the internet since 2010 onwards, and it is not even filmed in India. It was filmed in Sialkot city of Pakistan. Now, these are also Muslims. These two guys are also Muslims, beaten by Muslim population, not Indian population, for some allegations. That's a different story. So, look at this thing, a wrong video with a wrong caption. I can tell you one more example. The Rohingya Muslims were targeted in Myanmar, right? You all guys must be knowing. The Myanmar government just expelled the Rohingya migrants back outside of their country. Now, at that time, in India, social media, so many images started to be spread. And a pool of dead bodies, a pool of dead bodies. You can check it in internet too. A pool of dead bodies, mutilated bodies, blood, mutilated half bodies, all spread. And Buddhist monks wearing mask, face mask. Buddhist monks are walking along among the dead bodies. Now, this is the caption below that photograph. The Muslims killed by Buddhist, Buddhist monks. The Muslims killed by Rohingya Muslims killed. Like that kind of a thing was circulated. It's badly it went circulation. It became so viral, created communal sensitivities. But later it was identified that that picture, it was not even in Myanmar. That was in Nepal. After the earthquake, the Buddhist monks are doing the relief works. The Nepali Buddhist monks are doing the relief works in Nepal. But look at a picture with the wrong caption. It can stimulate you emotionally. You will not have time to identify whether the message is right or wrong, the image is right or wrong. You just spread it emotionally. So that was another Muzaffarnagar riot, second incident. And then this is another thing I can tell you. In 2016, ISIS sympathizers were arrested, and they were all later found out by the National Investigative Agency that ISIS is trying to make recruitments via social media through encrypted messages, and they are indoctrinating the youngsters via social media and all those things. That was evident. And then the Delhi riots that was happening, anti-CAA protests. Look at the rumors that went during anti-CAA protests. Both the communities, Hindu communities, Muslim communities, there will be some rumor mongers will be there within these communities, so they spread a lot of false messages, accusations. Sometimes look at slanders, speeches, uh, instigating speeches, inflammatory speeches against one community, against another community. It went recklessly in the social media, social networking sites, all these things. People were mobilized through social media. Come on, let us all mobilize. Let us do attack against them. Both the communities did that. Equally, they did that during this period. So these are all the examples in the recent past to shows how much national security problems it can be created. Anyway, I have explained only examples to you. Now, we can consolidate them as points that we can write it in exam. So looking at all these pattern of events which actually happened in India in the recent past, and also outside of India also I have seen something. So reading all of these examples, I have arrived at certain challenges. Look at number one, social media can be used by terrorists for carrying out social media terrorism. Number one security challenge by social media. Look at it. The terrorist outfits are using the social media for raising sympathizers, are doing ideological radicalization of the people who are hurt for one or the other reason. Identify the individuals who are dispassionate or who are affected through some communal conflict. Yeah, Salima Banu, please mute. Yeah, yeah. So ideological radicalization, recruitment is done via social media. Communication and training, communication is done, training is given, and even for carrying out attacks through encrypted messages, all those things. So social media, terrorist outfits are using social media. And then look at the goal of the terrorism. Goal of terrorism is to create terror among the innocent people to achieve their political, religious, or ideological goals. Terrorists wants to export market fear to the ordinary common civilian people. Yeah, that's the goal of the terrorists, right? It means creating terror among the minds of the civilian people, and also to the police security personnel, and also to the government, to weaken their willpower, to demoralize them, and then to through that demoralization, through that fear, climate of fear, they want to achieve their goal. That is what terrorism, what a definition is. Now this terrorism is all about marketing fear now, and social media is the best platform for them to market fear. So perfect marketing platform to sell fears and show care. Look at this ISIS, how quickly they became so popular. Look at them. They beheaded, they captured the people, they beheaded them, they just put it in the YouTube, and they showed it to the world, the community, that if you mess with ISIS and if you don't do the things what ISIS demands you, this is going to be the thing. So they exported fear among the mass people. Social media is a platform whereby you can make viral, you can issue threats. Look at it, we got trained here, come on, be India, careful, next we are going to enter into India, attack you, like all those things. Later in the syllabus, you got cyber security threats in a topic is there. Cyber security threats, you can classify into the next topic. You can classify into cyber terrorism, cyber warfare, cyber crime. So there you will be reading cyber terrorism too. So in cyber terrorism also you can use this topic, social media terrorism. You can use whatever you learned here, you can use it there. Second one problem is instigating riots. So second problem is instigating riots. Riots can be instigated. Riots can be created. So look at it. Malicious content such as wrong information or morphed photographs or fake videos, what I said, or can be spread rapidly. It can be spread to trigger, mobilize, and coordinate riots and protests. It can trigger protests. The people can be mobilized. The youngsters can be mobilized. Riots can be coordinated. So come to morning 10 a.m. to this ground. That is where we are going to start our riot to protest. And the people are mobilized. Riots are coordinated. Protests are happening. So second security threat is instigating riots. Third security threat is spreading hatred. Look at it, India as a plural society, multiple group of people, caste-based distinctions, language distinctions, Kannadigas against Tamils, Tamils against Kannadigas, North Indians versus Tamils, Tamil language versus other language, or you see the North Indian persons versus South Indian people, black people versus white people, Hindus versus Muslims, Christians versus Muslims, Christians versus Hindus. This is a plural society, multiple ethnic, religious, racial, linguistic, caste based. All these groups are living. So, this is the best plural society for the whole world. The best example for a plural society is India. And that's where the sensitivity and vulnerability also comes. So, in the era of social media, hatred can be spread against one community to another community via social media. That is what happening presently, right? We speak about intolerance and all those things. Look at it, internal dissensions can be created in India. Inflammatory speeches. You just listen to that particular person or a speech for next 10 minutes now. You will get that much inflammation. You will get inflamed to that extent that next thing you will feel it that, come on, give me a gun, give me a bomb. I just go and put it on this person. I just kill that person. I'll kill that community. I want to kill at least one person from that community. That kind of a thing you will get. That much inflammatory speeches, hateful propagandas are spread faster and spread further. Look at the thing. It quickly to spread, and to far away places also to spread. Two words I have used, faster and further. Religious, racial, linguistic, caste-based slanders are unleashed in almost unchecked manner. Nobody is checking it, it seems. Anybody can make any comment against anybody in social media. It has become like that. The seriousness of the problem you can understand much better if you take into account the pluralistic nature of the Indian society. Multiple people live here, a majority group, minority group, all live here. So, which means harmony is very important compared to the rest of the mono-religious society or mono-racial, mono-ethnic societies. If you take, for example, German or any countries like that, they are mono-religious societies or mono-ethnic societies, not a problem. But India is a multi-religious plural society. That's where the social media sensitivity adds up. And fourth problem, expanding communal polarization. I said, what happens in Assam, it gets restrained in Assam alone. But in the era of social media, what happens in Assam, it gets exported to various parts of India. The whole India gets involved in it, right? So that's the problem, expanding of the communal polarization. Communal violence in the time of social media is not just restricted to local areas. The entire country gets involved in it. Assam incident shows the proof. So rumor mongering and hate speeches narrating local communal conflicts, rumors will be spread. Hate speeches. What happened in the local communal conflict? The local person will make a or emotional video. This is what happening. I am an Assam person. I am standing right now in Assam in the street. Like, you know what they did it to my house. See my house. What happened? Likewise, communal conflict spreads faster and further. Local narrative will spread faster and further across the nation through social media. So, which means social distance between local communal conflict and national communal polarization is narrowed down. So, what has to be confined to a local communal conflict in the contemporary period gets exported and the whole nation gets involved in it. So that's the expanding communal polarization is fourth social media problem. And fifth problem, social media warfare. Look at it. Warfare here, the term indicates one second, I just switch on this AC. It's so hot here. Yeah. Yeah, guys, you are listening, eh? All of you are?
Yes, sir.
One say yes. Let I
Yes,
see how
sir.
many of them. Yes, yes, yes. Every one of you. Huh? I'll see. Huh? So I feel like speaking alone. Huh? Okay. You are alive means then I'll continue. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll continue. So look at the word I have used here, warfare. Social media can be used for warfare also. You know, war is conducted between the states, right? Now, cyber security chapter, I'll teach you clearly. Cyber warfare, one topic we will be reading. Cyber warfare, na, in the contemporary period, it's an information age we are living in. So the warfare is not restricted to borders alone. It is called as unrestricted warfare. Look at it. China wants to create a war against India now. Don't think that they'll battle only in the land, air, maritime, and the space alone. They are going to fight against India. Don't ever think. Cyberspace is the fifth dimension of warfare. China would a military doctrine, America would official military doctrine, and even India would official military doctrine recognizes cyberspace as the fifth dimension of warfare after four: land, air, water, space, and then finally cyberspace. So cyberspace, now don't think that government or the websites, business firms or the websites alone is going to be targeted. Don't ever think that. Even the social media of a country is targeted by cyber warriors of other country to create internal dissensions in India. They want to create all the chaos in India. So social media warfare is also being done. Social media as a weapon in the information age, cyber warfare. Cyber warriors like army soldiers, navy soldiers, like that. Cyber warriors employed by an enemy state use social media propaganda to shape the public consciousness against government policies. Government makes some crucial policy. They can use the social media to create, for national interest, government is doing something. They can make policies to mobilize people, opinion against the government policies and all. They can do it. And you might have heard this Trump or election, America, Trump became the president, no, previous election. Russia involved in it. Did you might have heard that news? So Russia is criticized, alleged for its role in making this Trump getting victory in the American election. So American election outcomes itself is being influenced by Russian actors, cyber actors. The allegations came. I can tell you that is true in case of Indian too. It may be in case of Indian context too, or if it is not happening right now, there is more possibility that it will happen in the coming year also. That's the point. So that's what. And social media toolkits. A girl called Disha Patni was arrested. Look at it today. Some toolkits are created called the social media toolkits, and it's better to read the definition of social media toolkits, 2 3 lines. I can tell you, it will be a toolkit. Any protest is going on nationwide, real world, offline world. Protest is going on. Social media toolkits is created and it is spread in the social media to wider community. Look at it, what it will look like now. Look at it, it will give an explanation. The toolkit will give you it is kind of a one-stop solution explaining you how to protest. Okay, in the social media. அப்ப அந்த ஒரு டூல் கிட்னு இருக்கும். That will have, look at where the protest is going on today, how you can participate in the protest today, and what are all the ways you can contribute to the protest. If you cannot come to the protest spot directly and to do the protest, in the place where you are sitting or working itself, you can contribute. You can send account to this money to this account, or this is the bill from against which we are protesting, and the bill in the provisions எல்லாம் we are targeting. In the provisions or the negative impacts either in the provisions on the how we can oppose it, what is the alternate way, all the explanations will be there. So people can be mobilized to do a particular protest, and how to do the protest, venue of the protest, your way of participating in the protest, what are all the ways of doing the protest, everything will be explained in the social media toolkit. You just go through it means you will get a picture, you can participate in the protest. Likewise, it is being created in the contemporary period. A girl called, a young girl called Disha Patni was arrested. You must have heard in the news. I say this thing, look at the incidents, forget the incidents, but it shows how much potential it can become to mobilize the people against the government. You can overwhelm the government, you can make the government stand still, or you can make the government to use force against the protesters. You can mobilize the protesters for wrong reasons. Everything can be done. So social media warfare and cyber warriors can use it. We'll come and see the cyber warrior impacts and a later good in cyber security chapter. And then hacking and spying is done. Hacking personal data, spying on prominent personalities can be more serious if the victims are persons belonging to the public authority are in a position to influence the society. Say, for instance, a cinema actor is very popular. His personal social media account is hacked. Some of his private chats are accessed, and then he is threatened. If you don't do like that, or if you don't give voice to my community, or this thing like that, thing like that, now it will be made public like that. Or any person who is in government post, an IAS officer, his son or daughter personal data is hacked, he may be threatened, he can may be influenced. So hacking and spying, it is done for various reasons. It is hacked, spying and all. It is done for various criminal activities, warfare, everything. But in case of social media, if it is spied, and it can be used against national security also. And then seventh is economic damages can be created. I cannot tell you an example from India how social media can be used to create economic damages for India. Economic security of India can be affected. I cannot give you an example from India, but I can give you an example worldwide. What happened? Some years back, what happened? ரஷ்யாவோட ஆயில் மினிஸ்டரோ இன்டீரியர் மினிஸ்டரோ, ஐ ஃபர்கெட் தி விச் மினிஸ்டர், இன்டீரியர் மினிஸ்டர், திஸ் மினிஸ்டர் வந்து டைடுன்னு ஃபேக் மெசேஜ் வாஸ் ஸ்ப்ரெட் வைரல். ஓகே, அவரோட பேஜ்ல இருந்து மெசேஜ் வென்ட் வைரல். ஸோ திஸ் பர்சன் டைட். இன்டர்நேஷனல் க்ரூட் ஆயில் prices வந்து $1 per barrel. It went down. The prices went down. Okay. Within minutes, the message was corrected. The person who alleged to be died, no, that person came live in the social media. He just posted in his social media that I am alive. Don't believe in the rumors. That is a wrong message. He posted. But before he could make, the Russian interior or oil minister could make the correction, the damages is already done. Economic damages is already done. International crude oil prices went down $1 billion and created huge damages worldwide economically for some time. So that's a potential thing that I can tell you. Some wrong fake news in the Indian social media spreading virally, it can put the share markets down. There is a possibility. So it has not happened yet, but it is not too distant. We can expect anytime. So eighth one. Organized crime syndicates are using social media platforms like drug cartels, gun runners, antique smugglers. They are using social media to sell their products, send instructions, and recruit new members through encrypted messages. Also doing so, social media is more used to connect with the people, to buyer-seller connection. It gives you anonymity, right? Look at it. You make payment through online, and then through social media, you make an order, and then it comes and reach you. Likewise, and all organized crime syndicates in the recent period, so many arrests, convictions in the recent past proves how organized crime syndicates are using the social media to do these activities, to sell their illegal products, or to send instructions regarding how to purchase, where to buy, where you have to stand, or which bag, which color, which place we have put it. You can go and collect it, where money you have to keep it. No people to people contact. He makes an order, he delivers the order. He should not be visible to him. He should not be visible to her. So they both have to remain anonymous. So they just send messages on social media. So he'll say that my drug packet, okay, this much amount, you put it here. The drugs, I'll put it here. You go and collect it here. You go and collect it here. Likewise, they do the messages and all those things. Anyway, so 8 points I have listed how social media, social networking sites can create internet security challenges for you. I've given the examples too. Okay, all of you. Okay, guys. So listen to everything. All the 8 points are clear for you. I gave the example incidents and then I explained from those incidents we learned something and we tried to put them. Come on, quickly tell yes or no. Put yes here. Chat. Yes. Yes. Only one person is putting in, sir. What others are doing? Okay. So be active. Be active. Just show me that you are all active. That's fine. We'll go for the next one. Now, if these are all the challenges posed by social media and social networking sites as internal security challenges for India, now, uh, can we go and just ban all the social media, social networking sites? Or can we go the China way where the Google, there is not even Google there. They have no WhatsApp, no Facebook. Instead, all those things, they have their own platforms. These are all Western intermediaries. They don't want to permit them to do them. So, what messages their people want to see, which message they want to stop, when they want to stop, what messages only Chinese people want to access, what not to access, everything will be under the Chinese government control. With WhatsApp, you cannot do it all the time. Look at it, Indian government put some new IT rules and asked WhatsApp to share certain data. WhatsApp went and filed a case in the Supreme Court saying that how can Indian government ask us to share the data? Now look at it. That's the India's liberal democracy. Yes, the players are given the freedom. Fundamental rights are there. Constitution is there. But whereas in China, nothing like that works out. If Chinese government says no WhatsApp in China means no WhatsApp. Instead, all the people have to use this only, not Facebook. This only you have to use it. Even the search engine, they have their own search engine. So in Google, you go and put any Chinese government doing killing people. If you type that, means Google will fetch you thousands and thousands of information how Chinese government is doing against its own people. But in China, no Chinese people will learn those messages. Nothing in China, it doesn't reach China because China has stopped this Google. Instead, they have their own search engine. They know what the search engine has to pull out, what messages has to be displayed to the people. Everything China will decide, right? So, can we go China way? Social media or problems that can be addressed by going China way? One question. There are some serious things you need to, some complexities are there in social media, social networking sites. Some manage பண்றது it's not that easy. In the beginning, I said no, communication networks decentralized communication networks are difficult to manage, regulate, or control. I said no. So what was the difficulties there and the complexities in the network? Let's see that thing. Look at it. The first complexity I can tell you. Government makes any measures. Recent years, they did it. They imposed bulk ban on SMS and MMS. For example, Muzaffarnagar riot also, and then Northeast people had a mass exodus. In both the incidents, government for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, bulk SMS, bulk MMS banned. 2012 in the social, not this much social media. Then it was. So any non-Tamil student here, quickly? Non-Tamil who don't understand Tamil? Quickly, put a message. Non-Tamil guys. Come on, guys, you're so slow in responding. Anyway, I'll go ahead in English. Sometimes unconsciously Tamil enters. Okay, that's fine. Look at it. So recent years, the government has taken measures. 2012, and there's not this much social media. At that time, it went through messages. Okay, bulk SMS and bulk MMS. Government bans. Certain web pages, the government ban. And then social media crackdown will do the crackdown of Facebook, Twitter, and all threatened by the government. Come on, take up all the sensitive profiles or fake profiles. You just has to take it away. And recently, you see, last year, Facebook from India they have taken out so many profiles, inactive profiles, wrong profiles, unverified profiles, double profiles, they took it down. That number was so surprising for India. I saw it in newspaper, but anyway, shutting down of the internet services in certain regions. For example, after abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu Kashmir, what did the government do? It shut down the internet 4G services for some time, and then they allowed only 2G services for some time, and then they shut down that too. They put the whole internet services down in Kashmir. So likewise, and all they are doing now. Now look at it. Government is doing all these things, but the complexity in this measures is that one, it is criticized for being heavy-handed, right? Oh, government is interfering into individual speech and expression. It is heavy-handed. You go and file case against the government. Number one. And number two, it becomes impractical. Why it is impractical? For example, virtual private networks, they can still come and communicate. Or you cannot do this thing forever, right? For example, using internet only throughout India, social media is creating communal tensions. Now, you cannot suspend internet social media throughout India because internet use panida, Ola, Uber, any business, even this class I'm teaching you students now, e-education is going, e-medicine is going, and the e-commerce is going. Everything is done via internet. You cannot stop that. Whole entertainment industry is working there. You cannot stop it as like that. So it's impractical or denying the citizens freedom of speech and expression. This is first difficulty the government faces if it does all these things. So that's one problem. Second problem, even if the government wants to go the China way, why can't we imitate, replicate the Chinese policy in India too? We cannot do it because then there is a possibility of denying the citizens right to receive information. Under Indian constitution, you cannot do it. If you ban all those things, Google, if you ban it, means Supreme Court will not allow it. Okay, so that's not possible in India, and people will lose their right to receive the information, right? So what government does? This is democracy. You cannot do it. Second reason. Third reason. Cyberspace remains borderless. Social media is borderless. It provides you anonymity and easy impersonation. Look at it. Who is creating that message? You can remain anonymous. And you can create profile in somebody else's name and you can post anything like that. So it is very difficult to take action against the culprits. Moreover, social media websites, it is very difficult to regulate when they are not even registered in India. Their servers are located outside of the country. And fourth one, cyber world functions beyond national jurisdiction because states' power over censorship is meaningless today. It is made impossible today in the recent past. You ban a movie today, next minute Indian government bans a movie today, next minute you can see that movie in internet. Censor board bans it, you can see it in internet. Clippings will come in internet. That's meaningless today. Any content. And then finally, it is difficult to link online campaigns to the casualty occurred. For example, I ask you, because of the people saw that Muzaffar Nagar riot on a viral video, they went and killed the uh, people, Muslims. You cannot prove it in court of law. So that's the point. That's the difficulty. So you cannot get the conviction done in the court. So it is you cannot link the online campaign to the casualty act occurred. So this linking is also very difficult. Prove in the court of law. It's impossible, guys. All those things makes regulating the social media difficult. One. Okay, all of you, these are all the complexities or challenges or difficulties in managing the contemporary social media social networks. And what measures government has taken to regulate them and suggestions to regulation. These two things, if you see it when this topic gets over. Look at it, India, dedicated social media regulatory law, we don't have. Law, I'm saying, parliament or state legislature made this law to regulate, nothing is there. But Information Technology Act, no one act 2000 they made it, and only once they have amended it in 2009, India would have only cyber law. In this law has some provisions which is used. But even this law is 2 decades back, the law was made and it is yet to be updated, and a lot of things are there. Anyway, so I can tell you this thing. 2 points I want you guys to notice. Germany, Australia, Russia, Singapore, 2018, 19, 19, 19. Recent period. See it? 19. These are the few countries. Ellame just 2-3 years now. Are some countries that have passed social media regulation laws in the recent periods. India, we have not yet passed any such law. Second one, As early as August 2015, the Supreme Court in a judgment said that the Parliament should bring a new law to regulate social media in the country, social media accounts in the country. And they said it in August 2015. They've said it in 2015 itself, but Parliament is yet to bring any such law. In October 2020, a public interest litigation was filed in the Supreme Court, asking the Supreme Court, please send some direction. Because what is judicial activism? When the legislature or executive is inactive, then the court is stepping into the fill the gap. No. So what the Supreme Court did is that it sent some direction to the central government to frame a separate law for regulating social media platforms and hold them responsible for spreading hate speech and fake news. The Supreme Court gave a direction to the central government. I can tell you some major judgments. Prajwala case 2018, Facebook versus Union of India case. The Prajwala case 2018, Supreme Court directed the government of India to frame necessary guidelines to eliminate child pornography and related content in online platforms and other applications. And then Facebook versus Union of India case, it is imperative to frame proper regime to find out the persons, institutions, and bodies. The anonymity that you can post anything and you can hide behind internet and freedom. So that persons, institutions, and bodies who are originators of such content or messages, these people has to be identified or proper regime created so that they'll go and find who are they. It becomes necessary to seek such information from the intermediaries. Intermediaries in your Facebook, WhatsApp, in the social media platforms, the intermediaries. So what government has made, I can tell you two rules government has made. November 2020 la or IT rules பண்ணாங்க. November 2020 IT rules. Second வந்து இதெல்லாமே Information Technology Act 2000 I told no only cyber law. Under that law, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, this ministry is given some power to frame rules. So the parliament has not made any special law, just executive put rules. November 2020 la ஒரு set of rules போட்டாங்க. And then second one வந்து 2021 ல Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethic Code Rules அப்படின்னு 2021 are famously newspaper line the new IT rules and they quoted. So two rules I can tell you, November 2020 IT rules and new IT rules of 2021. I can tell you these are the two major rules in India to regulate the nuisance of the social media right now. What is the provision of November 2020 IT rules? Films, audio visuals, news, current affairs content in any online platform, including OTT platform. You see, recent period la OTT platform la recklessly or uncensored things and all OTT platforms la they are putting it right without no censor. Anything you can speak in the name of your creative freedom. One community slander, you can do it. One community against you can create all these nuisance nonsense and the mother films you can make it and put it in social OTT platform, Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime, you can all these platforms you put it and you just say it as creative freedom nuisance, all those claims you are making, right? So they brought all those things under the new IT rules. Various video streaming services which were hitherto unregulated, so they cannot go like that under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. It was brought. This is the first major incident that was taken by the government to regulate social media, to clean the social media, to launder the laundry, to do the laundry of the social media, I can tell you. And second major incident, as I tell you, new IT rules of 2021. அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, a very interesting thing. இந்த intermediaries வந்து safe harbor provisions அப்படின்னு ஒண்ணு they always enjoyed. What is the safe harbor provisions? It's better for coming prelims also, new IT rules, so you prepare and go. What is safe harbor provisions? Now, look at it. Now, if say for instance, Hindu newspaper publishes an article. This article is proved to be a wrong or slander or something wrong. Next day, Hindu newspaper can be reprimanded by the government. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's go for another example. இப்போ வாட்ஸ்அப்ல இல்ல ஃபேஸ்புக்ல ஒரு ஃபேக் நியூஸ் ஸ்ப்ரெட். Now look at it. WhatsApp has not originated the news. It's a social media, so one person originated the news. So what WhatsApp will say is that, look at it. I am just a platform now. I just give a platform. Platformல two individuals come and interact. Whatever they interact, it is not with us. So we are end-to-end encryption. So one person sends, another person receives. No, only these two guys can encrypt what messages they have sent. Even WhatsApp do not have the data. So WhatsApp is just a platform. So we cannot be punished for some ridiculous message or fake news that is spread in our platform. We are just an intermediary now. We just make a platform where people to come and say இதுதான் safe harbor provision. So they escape from the law enforcement agency ஓட persecution ல இருந்து, court ஓட persecution ல இருந்து, they used to escape by claiming the safe harbor provision, claiming that they are mere intermediaries, they are not the originators of the messages. Now this thing, government has put an end to this particular shield they are escaping from. He said that safe harbor provisions will not be applicable to you social media intermediaries unless you follow the due diligence. So you follow due diligence, then safe harbor will be applicable for you. If you don't follow due diligence, means safe harbor benefits, you will not get it. You will be punished, even though messages spread in Facebook. From one person to another person, fake news is created by one person or one body or one organization. Still, Facebook will be punished if they do not follow due diligence. That's the first rule, a very strategic thing they did it. Second one, what is the due diligence? They have listed new IT rules. So what is this due diligence? Into the detail list. I'll tell you one example. A grievance redressal mechanism, you need to create it. For example, one grievance redressal mechanism. For example, a morphed image of one person is put it there. Now this person has to he has to immediately contact Facebook. Come on, Facebook, this is my fast for fake message, fake morphed image. Please remove it. He has to make a complaint there, no, to the Facebook. There should be somebody to redress that grievance, right? In the Mari, every intermediary has to establish a grievance. Even WhatsApp, you are getting anything like that. WhatsApp should have the grievance redressal mechanism like that. They should have. Second one, intermediaries shall remove or disable access within 24 hours of the receipt of the complaints of contents. Don't you see today in Facebook and all, if you see any reels or any Facebook post, anything like that, and you can click it and you can make a complaint there. I have made some complaints in the recent past. One small girl, she was brutally beaten. A teenage girl was brutally beaten, and some idiot, stupid, has put that video, and that is spread, and people are watching. Thousands of people have watched, and so many, so many idiots have even commented there. It was shocking for me. How can you show a brutally beating girl, all these things in the public thing? So what did I do is that I made a complaint. So I just checked it. I used that, and just around less than 12, 13 hours, the video was removed. Okay, now it asked me whether it is your photograph, whether you are involved in it, or this is someone else. I chose someone else. Okay, it is having violent content or pornographic content or having this content. I said it is violent content. Likewise, you click it means finally, and they removed it also, and they put a notification for me. The video that you complained has been removed. Thanks for the mother. I received a message too. Idella because of the new IT rules that is happening. And then intermediary shall remove or disable distinction between social media intermediaries and significant social media. So small social media that is coming up, for them due diligence law, government is given some relaxation. And digital media ethics code, or set of ethics code, the digital media OTT platforms in an ethics code, they want to follow it because that's the most unethical place it has become, right? Anything nudity, violence, everything these guys are showing in the OTT platform, Netflix, the Prime, and all these guys. So they said that the new OTT platforms and the digital media, there is certain ethics code you guys have to follow. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting will put all those ethic codes and they will administer and they'll give you the punishment and all those things like that. Okay, so these are all the things. New IT rules, booklet, the current affairs. Next one, suggestions to manage social media, social networking sites. I can tell you three sources I can give you suggestions. So the government order present rules. Now three suggestions I can tell you. First one, the 2003 the mass exodus episode was happening, and the mass exodus of northeastern people happened. That is for the first time it happened. So that was the incident when government. I still remember this DGP conference, and the conference, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was there, and he was making a statement, and that was so interesting. I can tell you, even that was a little shocking for me. I still remember reading in newspaper his statement. You know what he said? He said in that DGP conference, he said that the social media, social networking sites alone has become a new internal security menace. And this is what he's saying, the law enforcement agencies must find some methods to deal with this new security menace. I think he made a statement. Oh, what shocked me in this statement is that look at it, he's the prime minister of the country, he is the head of the executive, and under him they can draft a law and pass it in parliament. But that's the leadership. Okay, people elected them to provide leadership. Even the leadership is clueless. Political leadership is clueless. What to deal this kind of a problem, how we can solve. So that shows even the government is clueless. Nobody is knowing. Nobody is clueless. I can tell you that matter, because that was a new threat for India. Oh, this nuisance. How we can deal with that? Nobody is knowing nothing. So he put the responsibility on the shoulders of the security forces. He said that the security forces must, the police personnel and armed forces has to come up with some solutions to deal with this menace. He requested. So that's the surprising thing for me. But anyway, in the DGP conference, I can tell you three sources. First one, the social media, how to regulate. First systematic recommendations I saw came from CBI in 2013 Mumbai, I think. Second set of suggestions I have taken its most interesting. I have taken it from 74th UN General Assembly session September 2019 38 countries including India or a non-binding agreement signed. They signed a non-binding agreement and they endorsed and create a or non-profit global group create பண்ணாங்க. That group is called as Forum for Information and Democracy organization. So having experts from all the countries, most of the countries, the cyber experts draw பண்ணி 38 countries including India, General Assembly or sidelines, they created this group. You know for what purpose they created this group? To make recommendations how to regulate the social media, social networking sites. So they gave a detailed recommendation. That was an interesting recommendation, I felt. So அவங்களோட suggestions. And number three, certain other suggestions in the third category. So I've given இவங்க சொன்னது as many as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 suggestions by this forum. CBA order the 5 suggestions, and then certain other suggestions in these areas are uncovered are in the extra one. I've given as much as 9 different suggestions. 8 7 6 5 4. So 8 suggestions, certain other suggestions I've given here. Okay, so in the suggestions I'm giving it as a homework for you to read. And say for instance in the CBO recommendation now mostly it is applied. Take steps to patrol and monitor social networking sites. Social networking sites almost all city police India full they are monitoring. The Cyber Dome or project 2019 it become UPSC question. The Kerala or Trivandrum city police the Cyber Dome public private partnership mode police and the cyber volunteer experts from public அவங்கெல்லாம் வச்சு ஒரு சைபர் டோம்னு ஒரு ஃபாஸ்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டர் வைஃபை நெட்ஒர்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொடுத்து 24/7 அங்க மானிட்டர் பண்றாங்க ட்ரிவாண்ட்ரம் சிட்டியோட சைபர் ஸ்பேஸ். இந்த மாதிரி சென்னையில அது 2019 that became a news that year it became a question. And then various city police, Mumbai city police, Chennai city police, most of the city police are now they are running the same cyberdome project. They are patrolling and monitoring social networking sites. Any fake news spread பண்றதெல்லாம் they are live notice பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. But full scale up பண்ணல. To an extent they are doing it. And then working relationship with the social media providers. For example, Facebook or direct contact law enforcement agency should have. அப்புறம் பப்ளிக் கிட்ட இருந்து இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் கேதர் பண்ணும். That means மைண்ட் பண்ணும் டேட்டாவை, அவங்களோட chat hack pannu. You need to learn all those things. How they can do it? Law enforcement agencies, there should be some protocol. Reckless power, you cannot give it to them, right? Some sensitive person or the data what they want to see into, how they can go into it. All those. In the Mari suggestions, they made it. And then forum or interesting, I can tell you, look at this suggestion. Rampant spread of disinformation to prevent fun. A friction should be added to online sharing. Say, for instance, one picture is spreading virally or one information is spreading virally. Up first to 1 hour, 2000 people has seen it. Second hour, 10,000 people seen it. Third hour, 50,000 people reached it. Let's imagine. Now, let's imagine every 2,500 viewers once or friction is there, or friction is there, or friction is there now. Now you can get some time so that here a friction comes, and then at that time, in the intermediary and the social media provider, independent fact checkers, which whether the news that is spreading, getting viral, is really true or false, and he can check it. No, the algorithms you can write it, or look at it, independent fact checkers to be appointed by social media network service provider to provide for example, Facebook Leo, WhatsApp Leo, the Muzaffar Nagar riot of a Sialkot video spread viral. No, up when it is going viral, there should be some friction. So it goes quickly. There is some friction, gets slowed down for some time, and then gets quickly faster, and then gets slow down friction for some time, and then gets likewise. If it goes in the slowdown time, independent fact checkers you can appoint, right? In the video in question is true video or false video, they can check it, and if it's a false video, they can stop it, right? Or a suggestion. For example, to my WhatsApp, every single person who is exposed to a misinformation, WhatsApp can display a correction. Very recently, they did it. Don't you see that WhatsApp put a status? WhatsApp put a status in WhatsApp, right? You guys see it recently that WhatsApp is going to charge. Every user is going to be charged on news when it went viral. That's why people are going for other. No, WhatsApp made a correction that we don't have any intention to charge from you guys, so we are not going to charge you. It is free of cost only. Please continue in WhatsApp. And all WhatsApp kept a status. No, why can't they keep the same kind of status? So this message in news is wrong. If you're exposed to a wrong video, can't they send a correction message to you and telling you that that message that you have seen previously is a wrong message? Ignore it. They can send a correction. No? So likewise, circuit breakers வைக்கலாம், viral content is temporarily stop பண்ணி from spreading while fact is checked, and இந்த மாதிரி they gave a beautiful recommendations. Certain other suggestions on the government can legitimate reason to censor autonomous body like press print media press council, broadcasting news channels news broadcasters association. So இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் இருக்க மாதிரி filmsக்கு censor board மாதிரி social mediaக்கு ஒரு regulatory board வந்து you can create it. அந்த மாதிரி I have given some suggestions. I said 9 different suggestions. So this is homework for you guys. I'll share the slide for you. I suggest you to read it. So that's all about this topic. Social media, social networking sites, and internal security challenges. Quickly, I give you 2-3 minutes. I can suggest you this book, guys. He is the author, Rajkumar SP. Publisher is Wisdom Tree. So you can read it in this book. Okay, it is much comprehensive. Even the television, media, postal network, everything is there. All the static portions completely through syllabus is covered here, and even all the previous year questions, starting from 2013 to 2021 till the last mains, all the not 2021, 20 till 2028, all the questions and even model answers within word limit has been given there. You can go through it. Any doubts you guys got? Quickly, yeah? Come on. Come on, guys. You're listening to me or not? Huh? At times when you go silent like this, because I'm not seeing anybody. Huh? Alive? Nobody is listening. Nobody is alive. Guys? Understood? No doubt. Yes. How many of you are responding? I'll count that too. When you have no doubts, now that's more dangerous. Um, okay. Mubashira. One, two, three, four, five people. Five people has responded. One, two, three, four, five. Muhammad Javed Akhtar. Yeah, understood. Okay. Okay, I love you. So this is the thing for you guys, and no doubts you're going to ask. Huh? Come on, what is this here? I can stop. Okay, I love you. Uh, okay, I love you. Any doubts? No doubts you guys are putting. Just share the document. Yeah, I'll share you the document. Yeah, I'll send it to him. I'll send it to Chris, sir, and he'll share it to you. What's the time now? 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. If you ask me doubts, I'll be happy to explain. No doubts, no,
Sir,
that's
you
really
said that,
bad, you know.
sir, you said
Huh?
that you will tell the source to read the current events related to this security, sir.
Yeah, no, current events on the newspaper. 10-month Hindu newspaper. Syllabus related current affairs. Any syllabus related topics, it is discussed in the newspaper means that
No, sir,
newspaper
related
the
to
source for
television,
that.
sir. No, sir, you told that about related to television, sir.
No, no, no.
Television media,
What
sir.
it, yeah, I'll explain you that. What did I say is that for television media, say for instance, television is creating some internal security challenges. That year, that question will come, but it will not come it as a statica. If suddenly out of the blue they come and ask you how television is national security challenge, and they won't ask you. But to that question to come up in exam, there should be some current affair reason must be there. So that's what I meant. Whereas social media, social networking sites are static portions. Every year you have to prepare and go. Okay. So suppose one cinema has come creating lot of communal conflicts. Now that here, cinema security challenges will become cinema, how it is becoming security challenge, how it can be regulated, how it can be controlled. Like that, it will become a question, I said. So it depends on which topic is in news, then you can prepare that. These topics are static topic you need to prepare and go. I can even show you some of the previous year questions. I'll share it once again. Um, I can share it to you guys. Oh God, wait. Okay, I'll show you this thing that. Yeah, this one. Look at the questions. Look at the questions that has come up quickly. You see that 2016 question. Use of internet and social media, internet, social media by non-state actors. Non-state actors, not terrorists, organized crime syndicates, cyber warriors, etc. Subversive activities is a major security concern. This is a statement, no question. Look at the question. How have these been misused in the recent past? How internet and social media misused in the recent past? Question number. So sub question one. Suggest active guidelines to curb the thread. Sub question through. So இது வந்து ஸ்டாட்டிக்காவே it can come any year, it can come this kind of a question. So இது அப்படியே நம்ம whatever we studied there அப்படியே reproduce in exam. That's the point. Second one, religious indoctrination via social media has resulted in Indian youth joining the ISIS. What is ISIS? Look at it. What is ISIS? That means what? ISIS பத்தி two line you need to kind of give a kind of definition. What is the mission of IAS? Or 2 line you need to give a definition. Either look at sub question 1, sub question 2. What is ISIS 1? What is its mission? Sub question 2. How can ISIS be dangerous to the internal security of this country? Sub question 3. 3 questions you need to answer. And then what are social networking sites? Sub question 1. What are security implications to these sites? Present sub question 2. So இத பத்தி ஒரு 3 line you need to present and 200 words அப்ப இத பத்தி about 50 words you need to write it, and இத பத்தி about 150 plus words you need to write it, or either 30 to 50 words you need to write the first question, and then 150 to 180 words you need to answer the second question. You need to do it. The cinema have not asked, television they have not asked, anything, postal network, nothing they've asked. What I'm saying is that if it is in news that year, newspaper the best source. You prepare it that year, that becomes a question. That's what I need. So only 3 questions has come from this topic so far. Okay, all of you. Tell me, guys, any doubts you got? Okay, so adanaல newspaper syllabus be familiar with the syllabus. Newspaper any update comes on any particular thing, that year newspaper prepare the points and go. That's what I said. I mean, other than that, static portions are definitely you have to read it. Money laundering. What is money laundering? How it is money laundered? What are the sectors black money is generated? What measures government has got to control it? What are the suggestions to control it? Either a 6-7 pages static question, prepare it and go for all the year like that. Anyway, any other doubt coming up? So it's 4 p.m. now. No doubts, sir? All of you?
No, sir.
Okay,
no
then.
doubt.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
I'll send you the to Chris, sir. I'll send the PPT, and I've told you a book name also. That book comprehensive, you can have all the data, everything, whole
Excuse me,
syllabus is covered in that. Yeah.
Sir, can
What?
you please read the name of book, sir?
Yeah, I wrote it now. I'll just put it here. Internal security for everyone. Wait it, I'll share it once again. Share content, share screen. This is the book. This is the one. Internal Security for Civil Services Examination, 3rd edition, written by this author. Wisdom Tree is the publisher. You can get it through Amazon online platform.
Oh.
That book has the detail.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, then I think I can wind up the class, this session. All of you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank
then
you,
bye all. Bye
Okay.
all. Prepare all. Prepare well. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Okay.